Hello everybody, how you doing tonight? So today we have a 2016 Dodge Ram with a 3.0 ecodiesel. It's throwing a catalyst temperature sensor, bank 1 sensor 1 fault. It's not allowing the truck to go into regen. I had just gotten the DPF filter off, cleaned, and put back on when we found this. Yay. So what happens is if there's anything wrong with the DPF system in any way, shape, or form, it's going to immediately not let it do a regen. When it does that, it's going to fill up the exhaust and throw a 100% full C dealer alarm on the dash, and it's going to limit the truck power to basically where you feel like you're doing 20 miles an hour the entire time. Completely terrible. I had to drive the truck to my shop like that. That sucked. So I got the old sensor out already. That is the CAT temperature sensor, sensor 1, bank 1. It is literally only one sensor like that. The other three sensors are EGT sensors, or exhaust gas temperature sensors. This one is catalytic converter specific. I've done a lot of research on that sensor specifically, trying to find out exactly what the ohm rating should be, the location should be, because there is 4 temperature sensors, but just because it says sensor 1, bank 1 doesn't mean that it is the very first sensor or very last sensor in the line. So this one, when we test the ohms out on it, put your ohm meter at 200. That one right there. That microphone right there sign is also ohms, but we're specifically looking for a low ohm reading, which would be in the 200 range. Then you take your black and red prongs and you put them in here. And then this is the new sensor that we can compare readings to. Brand new sensor, still in the back. So let's see if I can do this all at the same time. Sorry if you're a little crooked or can't see, you're stuck into my coat. So if you check the ohms on these pins on the new sensor, it should give you about, I can get in there, 215. That is good. I finally found the information on it. You got a threshold of 220 to 240 on this. The old sensor, you try to ohm it, nothing. No resistance whatsoever, which means that the connection on the inside of the sensor has been broken. If it was high resistance, it would be a faulty scenario. Corrosion in the wiring and the plug inside the sensor itself. Soot packed into the tip, which we're not getting a reading in any way, shape, or form, which tells me something is broken on the inside of this sensor. That is donezo. That's the part number for this one off of Rock Auto if you want to backtrack the work on that one. But I'm going to throw this sensor in and then try to clear the codes and run it through a regen, and I'll get back with you on that. All right, so we got the sensor back in. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get in. Wasn't bad coming out, going in. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. But this is what it looks like on the dashboard. My camera's not exactly the best. It'll flash this lightning bolt at you, which that's your throttle light. It's letting you know that the throttle's limited. And then your check engine light, and then your DPF filter full. I have it currently doing a regen. It's been in regen for 7 minutes, which is about 6 minutes longer than it's ever regen for me. In total, it should take about 20 to 30 minutes to do a regen. Parked regen, forced regen, whatever you want to call this type of service regen. You have your passive regens, which are done on the highway while you're driving, and then you have your hard forced regens, which are done with a computer, laptop, yada yada, so on. So after it's done regenning, hopefully it finishes its regen, we'll see what the exhaust filter is at. If it's back down to 0, if it dials it down to 60 and I have to do another regen, I'm not entirely sure, because this is kind of the first time I messed with a DPF system on a four-wheeler. usually specialize in heavy duties, semi trucks, stuff like that. So this is a little interesting job to learn on, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of these trucks, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was just tight. Not really used to the smallness of it. You know, the semi trucks, you obviously get way bigger room, a lot more room, bigger parts, bigger tools, easier to move things around. In my opinion, I don't know. There's guys that hate working on semi trucks, so I'll let you know how the regen goes. Hopefully, like I said, it'll complete, and hopefully it'll be at 0.